Well, hello, welcome back. This is the final lesson for this week. And as you can tell, or can't tell, sun's out, shining through my window, right here onto my desk. So, let's get started, let's jump in. So, for these, without using a calculator, we're gonna solve these problems. So it says for an angle theta in the fourth quadrant, sine theta equals -4/5. We're like, well, we learned how to do the inverse sine so we can find theta. And then once we have theta, we can use that to find cosine and tangent, right? Well, no more. We don't need to do any of that anymore. So it's saying that -4/5, right? And we know it's gonna be in this quadrant. So we're gonna have to draw our triangle in here. And we know, because we've been doing sine and cosine using trig values, that this is theta and it's gonna be along the x-axis. Don't make it along the y-axis. It's always gonna hit the x-axis. All right, so how do we break this down? Where do we put the 4 and 5? Well, we remember that sine of theta equals opposite over hypotenuse, right? So we're going to use that trig identity and we're going to do opposite, which is going to be -4 because it's going negative in the y direction, and 5. The hypotenuse, because it is your radius, is always going to be positive. It's never going to be negative. All right, so to find cosine and tangent, we're going to need to find this x value. So I'm going to create a different triangle. It could be any direction, any way. Leave all your values as positive because you just need to know whether it's negative or positive with the orientation. Because if you have a negative value, it's going to always give you a positive answer. So you won't know what orientation. So you might as well just leave them all in positive, right? So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem. Can't even say that. Pythagorean theorem to find this length. So we're going to do 4 squared plus b squared equals 5 squared. 16 plus b squared equals 25. B squared equals 9, square root both sides, and b equals 3, right? So we have 3. And some of you guys are like, well, you know that there are some special right triangles. Nope. Some special right triangles, right? Like 3, 4, 5. I think it's 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 12. I can't remember them all. But if you remember that, you can use it, but maybe use Pythagorean theorem to check your work. I mean, it's up to you. So I'm gonna put 3. Is this gonna be positive or -3? Positive, because it's going positively in the x direction, right? So can we find cosine and tangent? You bet. Cosine theta. So for cosine theta is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's going to be 3/5. What about tangent? We remember it as 2 ways. Opposite over adjacent or y over x, right? So we can use, if you want to use y over x, you know it's -4 in the x direction, the y direction, and 3 in the x direction, or opposite over adjacent. It's up to you, whatever you want to use. All right, try the next one yourself because it's very similar, and I'm going to continue because you guys can pause the video. So this is going to be in the third quadrant. So let's draw a triangle in the third quadrant. There we go. Right triangle, theta is right there. And this time it's cosine. What's cosine? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's going negative in the x direction, -5. Hypotenuse is going to be 8. Would you look at that? We got to use it again. So 8, -5, and we got to find that. Or Why am I 5? All right. 5 squared plus b squared equals 8 squared. Doesn't matter. A, B, there doesn't matter. 25 plus b squared equals 64. B squared equals 39. And b should equal, when you square root both sides, around 6.24. So I want you to do that without a calculator. So you gotta continue plugging and chugging and guessing until you get the right answer. I'm kidding. No, you don't have to do that. Got very dry humor. Yes, you can use a calculator for this portion, but you can't use sine, cosine, and tangent on your calculator. That's not the point of these problems. If you are, you're only robbing yourself. So, 6.24, is that gonna be positive or negative? You are right. I'll write in both areas. You are right. It's going to be negative. All right, sine. It's going to be negative 6.24 divided by 8. Tangent. Y over x again. Whatever you want to use. Doesn't matter. Is it going to be positive or negative? Tangent's going to be positive. 6.24 divided by 5. And that's how you do that one. If you guys jumped ahead and were trying to do it without a calculator, just do the square root on the calculator. That's fine. Alrighty, let's go. Let's do this one. Oh, now we have a point. What are we gonna do? Guess we can give up. Just go home. Oh wait, you are already home. I'm kidding. There's no giving up. So -2. So we're gonna go -2 in the x direction and then up 3. So we're just gonna plot it like a point that we would on any graph. All right. So we're gonna write our terminal side, draw that, then we're gonna draw this side, right? Get a triangle on the x-axis, theta, -2 in the x direction, 3 in the y, because it's +3. We've already done it. Oh, look, another triangle. Guess what? We can use Pythagorean theorem. All right, so 2, 3, 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 4 plus 9 equals c squared. C squared equals 13. Square root of 13. C equals 3.61. See, I don't know why you guys can't just do it in your head like me. I'm kidding. I have it. I have it written down somewhere. So 3.61. And we have 3.61. So we know that the hypotenuse always has to be positive. So because the radius is always going to be positive. So we are good to go. Let's do sine theta. Opposite 3 over 3.61. Let's do cosine. -2 divided by 3.61. So what about tangent? Positive or negative? Negative. And look, we have y and x. So y over x, 3 over -2. Or -3 over 2. Doesn't matter. All right. Let's do the last one. Yay! Just kidding. You guys are saddened without me. What would you do? You probably play this on repeat. It's okay, I know. 4 and then down. So now we have this. Draw our radius. Then bring it down to the x-axis. Right triangle. What do we get? So we have a +4 and we go down -6. Right? Because that is our point. 4, -6. Look at that. Gotta use the Pythagorean theorem again. 4 negatives. Oh my god, that negative. No need for a negative. All right. So we're gonna do 4 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. So 4 times 4, 16, plus 36 equals c squared. C squared equals 52. Square root both sides. C equals 7.21. Once again, doing my black magic. All of you guys just confused. All right, so 7.21, and this is our theta, right? So what opposite over hypotenuse, right? So -6 over 7.21. Cosine theta, 4 divided by 7.21. Tangent theta, oh, look at that. We have it right there. Y over x, -6 over 4. So in some cases, it'd be easier to use y over x. Other cases, it'd be easier to use opposite over adjacent. So that's how you find those without using a calculator. Hint, hint, wink, wink, because you guys can't actually see me winking at you guys. All right, if you have any questions, you'll see me, Zoom meeting, so stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day, unless you're watching this at night. Then go to sleep.